Apologies to UConn and Illinois, but the two best teams in the country are going to meet on Saturday night in Indianapolis at Lucas Oil Stadium. Let's talk about Michigan and Arizona and how we can make money off of this Final Four matchup. Teddy covers wagertalk.com with a big game breakdown. And right now, looking at the Odds Logic live odds screen, Michigan is the favorite. -1.5 at most books. Total sitting in the 157.5 range. And from a side standpoint, I'm not betting against either one of these teams. I'm not. You know, we made money with Michigan this year. We made money with Arizona this year. We made money with these two teams in the tournament. And it's a pick'em type game. And in a pick'em type game, sure, you take 1.5. I can see the case for Arizona. I'm not in a rush to play this side. I'm really not. And more power to you. If you see an edge sidewise, I don't see it. You know, I think this game has all the makings of it's going to be tied with 4 minutes to go. It's going to be tied with 2 minutes to go. It comes down to one possession. And those aren't games that I want to lay points with. They're not games I'm excited about taking 1.5 with. You know, sidewise, this game is priced correctly. Total-wise is where there might be some value here. And that's conceptually what we're looking at for this Final Four affair. Again, 157.5. So what do we have? Both these teams played with pace all year long. Absolutely, no question. Look at the Ken Pom numbers and, adjusted tempo. Michigan number 22, Arizona number 30. Sorry, 56. But again, you're talking about 300 and something teams. They're both relatively fast-paced teams, hence the high total for this ball game. And of course, when you look at the offensive numbers of these two squads, they're insane. I mean, what's Michigan done in this tournament? They scored 90-plus in each of their first 4 games, including 2 against SEC powerhouses. And it's not like Arizona's had that same scoring output, but they hung 109 in Arkansas, 92 in LIU, without too much trouble cashing overs, with room to spare in both of those ball games. So we've seen the Michigan offense click. We've seen the Arizona offense click. Well, guess what? I'm not expecting the Final Four matchup again. And this football field where shooting tends to die. I mean, we've seen this in Final Four after Final Four. When you get in these huge venues, the sightlines are a little bit different. And when you talk about these one-possession games that are expected to be one-possession games, you're not expecting a whole lot of scramble points at the end. You know, that three-pointer and foul, they can put 20 points in the scoreboard in the last minute and a half. In the games that are priced near pick'em, -1, -1.5, you don't see a lot. You can see them, but this feels like a one-possession game. So I understand full season. The pace numbers are real good. The two teams that have gone up and down the floor. I get it. But when we think about how this particular matchup is going to play against, with these two elite teams, and make no mistake about it, as good as they are offensively, these are the 2 best teams in the country on the defensive end of the court. You look at it in the Ken Pom number 1 versus number 2 in defense. Why is Michigan so good defensively? Well, they've got a bunch of defenders that can guard multiple positions, and that means they can switch. So they're a switch-heavy scheme. What do they have? They have a huge rim protector at Dave Mara. They've got plenty of size, both on the perimeter and in the low post. And when you have rim protection and you can switch defensively, you're not giving up easy looks. Good defensive team. And your coaches, they're a really good defensive team. That's why they're here. That's why they're chalk. And Arizona is right there with them. Again, number 1 versus number 2 on the defensive end of the court. Arizona's big in the low post. Arizona's elite when it comes to defending guards on the perimeter. They don't give up open looks from 3, et cetera, et cetera. So, given the nature of these two defenses, I know both teams play fast, but I don't see a whole lot of fast breaks here. I see both teams getting back defensively. It's what they've done all season. That's why they are as good as they are. Nor do I see a whole lot of open looks. There's not a lot of great drive and dish opportunities, not in these two low posts. You're in the trees. So this, to me, feels much more like the type of game that's going to be in the 70s, as opposed to these 90s that Arizona and Michigan have been scoring throughout the course of this tournament. And, of course, we've seen a couple of these from Arizona We had 79-64 against Purdue, stayed under the total. We had 78-66 against Utah State, stayed under the total. And both of those totals lower than this one. That was 152.5, 154.5. Now we're looking at 157.5. And Michigan, obviously, having played all these opponents in the tournament that the offense has clicked against, well, this is the best defense they faced. And we saw them again when it came to the Big Ten tournament, under, Wisconsin, Ohio State, these lower scoring affairs. I don't see points in bunches with these two defenses. Final Four matchup, Michigan versus Arizona. I'm going under. Best of luck, however you decide to bet it. Guys, we really appreciate those likes, those comments, those follows. Make all the difference for Wager Talk TV. Thank you for your support. Best of luck with all your bets. Check out wagertalk.com or my homepage, www.buzz.com/TC, to get on board with any value-priced package. Cheers. Enjoy the game and good luck with all your bets. Stay tuned right here with Wager Talk TV for more quality video content. Cheers.